Welcome to Koala Gardens and another quick little update on the position here with Cyclone Alfred. This video is brought to you by my alpha producers Jeff Anderson, Rich in Alaska and Lynn, and I couldn't do any of this without the amazing support that I get on Patreon by people adopting, donating, doing all sorts of things. Check the links below if you would like to get a shout out and support me in one of those ways. And I want to acknowledge the Widjabul Waiable people of the Bundjalung Nation on whose land I live, work and play. Things calmed down a little bit for just a little while yesterday afternoon, so I did manage to go out in some of the safer areas of the property to find Valentine stuffing his face, Honeydew climbing and Woody sleeping. This is the position of the cyclone this morning, Saturday the 8th of March, but this video is from late afternoon on Friday the 7th of March. When I took this video, I had no power at home, but the power has been restored, which is so exciting, and so I'm able to process some video and get it to you. In the plantation, you can see lots of little branches have been blown off the trees, and like that is really fine. I will just clean that up in the next couple of days. There's no major damage, just some limbs down, and that is to be expected. Later this morning the sun isn't quite up as I'm processing this video, and of course it's very dark because of the heavy cloud cover, but later this morning I'll get out and see how things are. This is looking down over the Tuckian Swamp, which normally there is no water down there because that's all been drained and is farmland. You can see the water is building up. Now I'm just looking towards area 4 and 15. You can see it's windy. There's a branch down out of that tree. And now I'm looking down over the road to Woodburn. And if you watch my flood photos from 2022, you'll know that this all went completely under. So as of yesterday afternoon, the water hadn't come across the road yet. Now, the best way that you can support me is to make sure that you smash the like button here, leave me a comment, share my video out, ensure that you're subscribed with notifications turned on. If you would like to help me with the cleanup and with the work that I'm doing here, there's also a super thanks button that you'll see just below this video. Let's have a look at Valentine. What happens with koalas is when it's rainy and windy, they will just curl up in a ball, stay in one spot and sleep it out. As soon as the rain stops, regardless of whether it's windy or not, they will get up and take the opportunity to eat. So you can see him blowing about there. He's just outside the kindy enclosure. And this is just light winds that are happening now compared to what we had. There is no way I would have gone outside in some of the winds that we were having during the day. But as I say, there were gusts that would just make you feel a bit like, ooh. But the rain had actually stopped, and so I was like, okay, grab the camera, get out, see what I can find. Earlier in the day when I went out, I hadn't been able to go out behind the house because the rain had started coming down again quite heavily and I'd had to retreat. But I had enough of a window here that I could just stop and enjoy watching Valentine. So you can see he's just making every opportunity of the rain having stopped to fill his belly right up, which is going to get him through whatever the night brings. It's quite windy, but it's not too bad. You can see how wet he is. Yeah, that wet koala fur. It's really something else. You can see that it's like it's not very windy now, but in true cyclone fashion, the wind just keeps coming in gusts. So there it goes, blows him around. Of course, koalas are well used to the feeling of wind in the treetops. some of the winds have been much harder than we've been used to. But what koalas tend to do is, if they're worried about the wind, they'll get a bit closer to the tree and ride that wind out. Now here's little Miss Honeydew. She is actually asleep in the tree, holding on, and it just, this bit, it doesn't seem like the tree's moving very much, but as I said, it does come in gusts. Here comes a bit of a gust, and nah, that wasn't too bad a one. And she's awake now, having a good little groom. You can see by that grooming behaviour that she's not distressed at all about the weather. Even as the winds blow, well, she goes, okay, I'll just stop and hold on a little bit more. But she's taking it in true koala stride. And when I went out the back, I was able to find Woody. There he is. He's just still sleeping it out. So maybe he's already woken up and had a feed and has gone back to sleep. Well, that's it for this little update. As I said, I will get out there this morning and try and get some decent footage out there of what's going on. Please will you take a moment to write in the comments below. Hold on everyone, it's nearly over. Thanks so much for watching. Another great way you can support me is anytime you're thinking of buying something, even if it's a pair of socks. Hop over to my Redbubble store and see the designs that I've got that you can have printed on over 60 different pieces of merchandise. There is definitely something for everyone.